Hino's Awoken and Enma the Ancient are both masters of their respective stats. Hino has the highest spirit, while Enma has the highest strength. This is balanced out by their below average defense and low speed. They both have a wait time of 6. Hino is lightning attribute and Enma is fire attribute but has no weaknesses. Let's look at their skills next. Hino's skill is a built-in Peerless Soul, which can mix up for his low defense, but not really. Enma can knock out an opponent on really low HP, and this can happen immediately after requiring Zerbet, no matter the turn order. This is a hard counter to yokai like Bitter Batter and Machonian, who rely on being able to live on 1 HP to be useful. Now for the movesets. Hino has Voltage, the gold standard lightning technique. Your Hino will always be Brady, but just in case he uses this in Spirit, it's still nice as all-up boosts are never bad. His ultimate, while it has no element and great base power, is pretty inconsistent. It hits 5 random tiles in the enemy field. The tiles can be re-rolled by reselecting the ultimate over and over, but it's very unlikely that you'll actually hit all 3 opponents unless you get really lucky. As for Enma, his attack is Bone Crusher, which knocks the target to another tile. This can be really annoying in some situations, for example if a tank is moved out of the way and is forced to either move or switch to get the further yokai protected. His Spirit is just a straight strength buff, which can be really handy but isn't really what we want to use him for. His ultimate is a high base power hit and a cross pattern. This is a pretty bad pattern for your ultimate to be in my opinion, as it doesn't allow for much baiting to be done. One thing I'd like to touch on is their tribes. Hino is Shady, which can be nice to piece together a Shane unity. However, when are you going to need a Shady unity outside of Inspirit teams? A lot of amazing yokai for Inspirit are Shady, such as Doc Knock and Tachikator. From there it isn't too difficult to get a third Shady like Crummy Mummy to fill out the unity. As for Enma, he essentially has no tribe. Enma tribe cannot form unities, and even if it could, all Enmas are S rank, so there's no way to have 3 on your team with the official rule set. That makes them hard to fit on teams, as unities are a very part of battles. Having a permanent passive effect that affects your whole team is super nice, and you can even have 2. If you want to, you just have to drop the Enma. He complicates team building quite a lot, but is worth it if you can bring him on. For items, I personally like Mythical Ring or Bangle to inflate the damage numbers even more, as it can allow them to knock out yokai that would tank a hit before. Red Rush is also definitely an option, and while I don't know how much people like it on Hino and Enma, I've used it on both and it has been fun. You can also use Spin Soul on Hino to counter Earth yokai, since there is weakness. Earth attackers are pretty uncommon, but some yokai like Arrakis and Blue Minoko that can use strong Earth moves mightn't appreciate the wind damage. These yokai are my personal gold standard for physical and magic users in Yokai Watch 3. They both have amazing skills as well as astronomical stats in their respective speciality, but they have a few downsides, such as being S rank, having low speed and defense, and having poor burden placements for the ultimates. Their benefits arguably outshine their negatives though, and I always take these yokai into consideration when building offensive teams. I always ask myself questions such as, what does this yokai have that Hino/Enma don't, and is there any reason I should be using this yokai over Hino/Enma? They may be outshined by factors such as a more useful skill, being brave and mysterious tribes they can fit better into their unities and roles, having lower move timer, or having 2 item slots. Either way, these 2 end up in a lot of my teams anyway, as attackers I can always rely on. How do you run these 2? What do you think of them? Let me know in the comments and have a good day.